Have you ever been blindsided by betrayal so deep that it left you questioning everything you thought you knew about the people closest to you? I'm David, 47 years old, and I thought I knew my family better than anyone. But everything changed one night when I received a phone call that shattered my world. My daughter, Lisa, was in critical condition, fighting for her life in a Los Angeles hospital, and her husband, Aaron, was nowhere to be found. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. What made it worse? I quickly found out that while my daughter was unconscious, clinging to life, Aaron was living it up on a luxury yacht in the Caribbean, posting photos online as though nothing had happened. I didn't know how to process it. How could someone who was supposed to love my daughter more than anyone else abandon her like that in her darkest hour? The more I thought about it, the more it infuriated me. It wasn't just the neglect. It was the sheer audacity of it all. I was her father. I couldn't just sit back and let this happen. I had to do something. But little did I know what I decided to do next would change everything. And no one saw it coming. I'll never forget the night my world turned upside down. It was 3 a.m. when the phone rang. I was half asleep, the kind of deep sleep that only comes after a long, exhausting day. But when I saw the number flashing on my screen, something told me it was important. I picked up, and the voice on the other end shattered everything. David, it's Lisa's best friend, Sarah. You need to get to the hospital. Lisa's been in a car accident. She's in critical condition. My heart stopped. I didn't hear the rest of the words. All I could think about was my daughter, my little girl, who I had raised to be strong, kind, and full of life. And now, here she was, clinging to life in a hospital bed, fighting for every breath. I tried calling Aaron immediately. He didn't answer. Over and over, I called. Nothing. I left frantic voicemails, begging him to get to the hospital. But still, no answer. At that moment, I knew something was off. As I booked the next flight to Los Angeles, a cold, gnawing feeling settled in. Why wasn't Aaron answering? Was he really just this irresponsible? Or was something else going on? I couldn't understand it, but I couldn't waste time thinking about it. I had to be there for Lisa. But little did I know, by the time I was boarding my flight, Aaron was already doing something unimaginable. The whole flight to Los Angeles felt like one long blur. I don't even remember half of it. I was too preoccupied, my mind racing. The panic was starting to settle in. The more I thought about Lisa, the more the anxiety ate at me. She was in critical condition, and her husband, who should have been there with her, wasn't answering his phone. What the hell was going on? Was he just some selfish idiot? Or was there something deeper happening here? Every time I thought about it, I got angrier. Aaron and Lisa had been married for just over a year. They were supposed to be partners, supposed to support each other through thick and thin. So why, when the thin part came, was he nowhere to be found? I tried to convince myself that there had to be a logical explanation, that maybe he was just dealing with it in his own way. But deep down, I knew better. The moment I landed, I rushed to the hospital. I didn't care about anything else. Nothing else mattered but getting to Lisa. As I walked into the ICU, my stomach sank. There she was, hooked up to machines, unconscious, fighting for her life. It was every parent's worst nightmare. And still, no Aaron. The nurses told me they hadn't seen him. Where the hell was he? I tried calling him one last time, but still no answer. And then the worst part came. A hospital worker casually mentioned something that left me speechless. Did you know your son-in-law is on a yacht in the Caribbean? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. A yacht in the Caribbean? My daughter is lying unconscious in an ICU bed, and her husband is on a friggin' yacht, partying like nothing was wrong? I felt a sharp, burning anger shoot through me, a rage I didn't know I was capable of. How could Aaron be so cold, so completely disconnected from the reality of what was happening to Lisa? It didn't make sense. This wasn't just neglect. This was something worse. I needed answers. I felt like I was suffocating, trapped between my concern for Lisa and this growing sense of betrayal. I couldn't just sit here. I needed to confront Aaron, find out why he wasn't here, why he wasn't by his wife's side. I was losing my mind thinking about it. So, I did what any father would do in that moment. I started digging. I pulled out my phone and began searching. I checked Lisa's social media, hoping for a clue, anything that could give me a sense of what had been going on in their lives. And then I found it. A post from Aaron, just hours before I landed in Los Angeles. There he was, standing on the deck of a massive yacht, surrounded by people, drinks in hand, laughing like life was perfect. And the caption? Living the dream. It hit me like a slap in the face. Aaron wasn't just absent. He was willfully ignoring the situation, choosing a life of luxury over his wife's life or death struggle. I couldn't let this slide. Not now. Not ever. But what I decided to do next would change everything. And fast. I couldn't just sit there, stewing in my anger. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that I couldn't let Aaron get away with this. Not for a second. My daughter was lying in that hospital bed, fighting for her life, while her so-called husband was enjoying himself on a yacht, flaunting his carelessness for the whole world to see. I knew I had to do something about it, and I had to do it fast. So I made a call. I got in touch with a private investigator. I didn't care how much it would cost. I needed information, and I needed it now. The investigator, a sharp, no-nonsense woman named Claire, immediately went to work. In less than an hour, she had gotten in touch with a couple of people who had seen Aaron at the yacht party, and even worse, they had information about his other shady dealings. Turns out, Aaron wasn't just neglecting Lisa, he had been hiding all kinds of things from her. Business debts, hidden bank accounts, even rumors of infidelity. My daughter had no idea what kind of man she had married. But it didn't matter anymore. I wasn't going to let Aaron get away with this. In the next few hours, everything started to fall into place. I had the evidence. The truth was about to come crashing down on him. And by the time I made that final phone call, Aaron's entire world would be completely destroyed. In less than 3 hours, everything unraveled. The private investigator had gathered all the dirt I needed. Everything from Aaron's hidden bank accounts to his luxury lifestyle funded by lies. I contacted a few people who knew Aaron's secrets and pushed them to share the truth. Then, I made sure that truth spread like wildfire. I didn't just confront Aaron myself. No, I made sure everyone in his circle, his friends, his business partners, even some of his social media followers, knew exactly what he had been doing while his wife was fighting for her life. By the time Aaron's phone started buzzing with messages, it was already too late. His yacht pictures were being plastered all over social media, juxtaposed with the news of Lisa's accident and the details of his shady dealings. The backlash was instant and brutal. His reputation, which he had worked so hard to build, crumbled in a matter of hours. As for Lisa, she pulled through. Her recovery wasn't easy, but she made it. And I made sure she knew the truth about Aaron, the man who had abandoned her when she needed him most. Sometimes you have to be the one to take action. Sometimes justice isn't handed to you, you have to take it into your own hands. And when you do, the world changes.